Welcome back, friends. The valuation of building or property is the method of calculating the present marketable cost of building. Valuation of building depends on the sort of building, its structure, durability, location, size, shape, the width of the road, frontage, types, and quality of building materials used, and the cost of the material. The valuation of the building is also depends on the height of the plinth, height of the building, thickness of its walls, and nature of the structure, type of the flooring, roofing, doors, and windows, etc. The location of the building is also plays an important role in deciding the value of the building. For example, a building located in market area would have stronger, higher valuation than the same building located in the residential area. Also, the buildings located in the areas with proper municipal water supply, sewerage system, electrification, etc., will increase the value of the building. A building located on a freehold land generates a higher valuation amount compared to the building located in the lease land. Okay. The valuation means fixing of the cost or a return accepted of a building. Engineering structure projects at present days, the value of the structure may be more or less depending on the present utility of a structure. For example, a house having a number of rooms but smaller in size will fetch less value than a house may be smaller in the area but having well planned and proper sized rooms. Necessity of valuation. The following reasons necessities the valuation of the property. One is for fixing the rent, means it generally takes as 6% of the valuation of the property. Second one for buying and selling. Third one, acquisition of property by the government. Next one, to be mortgaged with bank or any other society to raise the loans. Next, for various taxes to be given and fixed by the municipal committee. And finally, for the insurance, for taking out the insurance policies. Okay. Different terminology used in valuation. First one is the value of the building, that is the present day's cost of a engineering structure, which is also called as a saleable value. Next one is the cost, the original cost of the construction. It is used to find out the loss of the value of the property due to various reasons. Next one is the gross income, is the total amount of the income received from the property during the year without deducting outgoings. Net income, an amount left at the end of the year after deducting all the usual outgoings. So next, outgoings. So these are the expenses which are incurred on the building so that it may give back some revenue. Okay. The following are the various outgoings. One is the tax, second one is the management, third one is the repairing, next is sinking fund, loss of rent, insurance, and some miscellaneous items. Okay. So coming to the taxes, these are the annual taxes paid by the owner, such as wealth tax, property tax, municipal tax, etc., etc. So they have to consider with 10% to 25% of the total net income. Next, management, up to 10% of gross revenue is kept aside for these expenses. This includes chowkidar, sweepers, etc. This is applicable only for big buildings or apartments. Next, for repairing, 1.5% of the total construction is set aside for annual repairs of the building. These repairs are most to maintain the building It is also calculated as a 10% of the gross income. Next is the sinking fund. This is also taken as outgoing. Okay, we will see the sinking fund in later section. Next, miscellaneous. This is again suitable for big buildings, lighting of the common places, expenditure of liftmans, etc. are to be paid by the owner. Next is the loss of rent. This is also an outgoing in case of building in not fully occupied by the tenants. Then there may be some loss in the income. Next, the insurance. The premium against the loss of the building paid by the owner is called as insurance. All these are the outgoings. All they are the outgoings. So these outgoings are to be deducted from the gross income to get net income. Next is obsolescence. The value of property decreases if its style and design are outdated. That means the rooms are not properly set, thickness of the wall, poor ventilation, next poor architecture design, etc. The reasons of the first changing in techniques of the construction, designing ideas leading to more comfort, etc. Obsolescence. Next is freehold property. Any property which is in complete possession of the owner is known as freehold property. The owner can use the property in an way he likes, but he will have to follow constraints fixed by town planners or municipality before doing any construction. Next, leasehold. If a property is given to some person on yearly payment basis by the freeholder, then the property is called as a leasehold property, and the person who takes the property is called as a leaseholder. In case of the building, this lease is for 99 years to 9 years. Next, scrap value. If a building is to be dismantled after the period of its utility is over, some amount can be fetched from the sale of the old material. The amount is known as a scrap value of the building. If it varies from 8% to 10% of the cost of the construction according to the availability of the material. In case where wood and steel are available, the scrap value is more than as the structure. As in the latter case, the material has less reuse value. Next is the salvage value. If the property after being discarded at the end of the utility period is sold without being broken into pieces, the amount thus realized by the sale is known as its salvage value. For example, railway sleepers can be reused as a post, and even old iron rails taking out can be used as a beams in roof or sheds of the building. Next, building cost index. A building cost index indicates the increase and decrease of the cost above the cost of at a certain base year is expressed by percentage rise and fall. For instance, taking 1960 as a base year, the present 1980 as the cost of the building, index may be taken as 1.25 to 1.5% above the cost during these years. Capitalized value. It is defined as the amount of money whose annual interest at the highest prevailing rate will be equal to the net income received from the property. To calculate the capitalized value, it is necessary to know highest rate of interest prevailing on such property and net income from the property. Next, sinking fund. A fund which is gradually accumulated and assigned to reconstruct the property after the expiry of the period of utility is known as sinking fund. The sinking fund may be found out by taking a sinking fund policy with any insurance company or depositing some amount in the bank. Generally, while calculating the sinking fund, life of the building is considered. 90% of the cost of the construction is used for calculation and 10% is left out for scrap value. Okay, the formula utilized for the annual sinking fund is sinking fund I equal to SI by 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1, where capital I is the annual installment required, n is the number of years required to create sinking fund, small I is the rate of interest expressed in decimal, and S is the amount of sinking fund. We can see one example for sinking fund. A printing machine is to be installed at a cost of 30,000 in a press. Assuming the life of the machine is 20 years, then calculate the amount of annual installment of sinking fund to be deposited to accumulate the whole amount of 5% compound interest. Okay, the solution is the sinking fund is equal to SI by 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so here S is given as 30,000 and annual interest rate, a compound interest rate is given with 5%, that is 0.05 by 1 plus small I 0.05 to the power of n is given as 20 years, so 20 minus 1. So annual interest annual installment I is equal to 906.30. Okay, so with that we can obtain an amount of rupees 30,000 at the end by 5% compound interest rate. Next, fixing the rent. Here the government residential bungalows can fix the interest, the rent by one method, and private property or the owners can fix the rent in one method. For government, every government official occupying government accommodation has to pay rent, which is called standard rent, or 10% of his pay, whichever is less. The practice in PWD is that when a net residential building is constructed, a rent statement is attached with the estimate, which will give the calculation of the rent to be fixed. The total expenditure incurred on the construction, that is the cost of the building, cost of water supply, sanitary, electrification, installations, are calculated at 6% rate of interest and divided by 12, which will give the rent per month. So this is known as standard rent. So a note is here: if a land is purchased for the construction of the building, its cost should also be added while calculating the rental statement. For the private property, in case of a private property, the net income is worked out by dividing the capitalized value by a proper figure or year of purchase to get the gross rent. Outgoings such as annual repairs, municipal, which will give the rent per month. This is also known as standard rent. In case of private properties, the rent depends upon the situation, demand, type of construction, accommodation, and facilities provided. For example, a property used for the hostel, cinema, bank, or shop located in the main market will fetch more rent than actually calculated. Thank you.